Well, the words are backwards on the wall. All right, so just let's check, make sure it's right. How's it look? All right, good. I mean, it's flipped, so that's fine. All right, so let me share it to my page and then we'll get started.
Okay. Ooh. Hi, Nick. Hi, Doug.
All right, I mean, it's reversed, but it should be fine, right? It's okay. I think it's good, right?
Aw, Nick Pentamone and Doug Meyer just said hi to us.
Hey everyone, how you doing? So I got the camera to go landscape, which is an awesome thing. Yesterday we had the problem that we were vertical, which was fine. So I think this way is going to be better. The only thing is, for some reason, it's flipped. So if you look at the writing on the wall and some stuff behind it that has writing, it's backwards. Like you're looking in the mirror. If you can lower that too.
Yeah.
Button. So I'm going to leave it like this, and for the next live stream, I'll get that small problem fixed. So I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone is doing what you can do to get through this. We're taking it one day at a time, and I think one of the best things we can do is just keep our head clear. And one of the best things we can do to keep our head clear is do some type of physical activity. And the activity we're doing, because you guys train here at the school with me, is martial arts. So that's what we're going to do today. I know there are some people watching who don't train here at the school who had asked me if they could participate. And I said, absolutely, this is open to everybody. We're a community-oriented martial arts school, and anyone can train at any time. So I'm going to slow things down slightly just to keep everybody moving on the same page. But I'm going to do it also in a way we're going to get a cardio workout, but it's also going to be instructional. Later on down the road, we continue to do these. What I would like to do is do technique-specific classes. So maybe we do a class just working with the collie sticks. Another class we can do working with the knives. Another class we can do, we're just working on kicking and punching. Or we're doing a cardio, kind of like a boot camp type class. So I'll mix it up as we go along. I think this is a good start to get things moving forward. So my wife is running the camera.
Hi.
She'll say hi to you. You can type in anything you want. I don't know who's watching, so I'm just going to continue, and I'm going to try to go at a slow pace so that everyone can stay with me. All right, so just real quick, let's start with some type of an exercise that's going to clear our head. Let's do that with our breathing. So let's take a seat. You can sit back this position. If this hurts your knees, you can sit like this. Okay, I'm going to sit here. All right, so we want to get our bodies relaxed, but we want to keep our posture straight. So we want to pull our shoulders back, relax our hands, relax every muscle in the body, and we want to close our eyes. So basically, for 1 minute, what we're going to do is breathe in through the nose, and we're going to breathe out through the mouth at a normal breathing rate. In through the nose and out through the mouth. We're going to do this for 1 minute. Shut your eyes, breathe in, and out. Own pace, in and out. And as you're doing this, what I really want you to do is take everything that you did prior to turning on this live stream and everything you're going to do after you turn off this live stream in about 45 minutes to an hour and forget about it. And I want you to put your focus in the moment. 100% of our focus is on doing what we're going to do now. What we're doing now is going to clear the mind, get you to feel better, get you to feel motivated, build that confidence, so that tomorrow, this evening, and every day moving forward, we can have a better mindset so we can do this in a confident way. All right, 10 seconds. All right, eyes open. All right, stand up. All right, so I told the kids this yesterday, and I don't think I need to tell the adults, but I'm going to say it anyway because it'll make me feel better. Just take a look around you. Look to your left, look to your right, down at the floor, look behind you. Make sure you have enough room. Make sure if you step back, you step left, you step right. You're not going to knock into anything. You're not going to trip over something. If you're on a wood floor and you have socks on, take the socks off. If you're on a carpet and you have socks on, that's totally fine. Just make sure you're comfortable, you're stable, and you have plenty of room to move. We're not going to do a lot of moving, but we're going to be doing some of our footwork where we move laterally and then 45 angle and moving back. So I just want to make sure you have enough space. All right, so let's warm up. Let's do what we normally do in class when we start classes. And I know I changed the exercises. So let's start with the upper body and we'll work our way down. So let's pick our arms up over our head. Now, as we do this, I'm going to get some hip rotations involved. So as we're bringing our hands down, what I want you to do is turn the body. So we're going to do this type of motion. If this is too much, that's fine. Just stay here and do this. So the choice is yours. We're going to do a count of 15, and I'll count off to 15. All right, ready? We're going to go to our right first. Begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn the hips. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And forward. Big circles with the arms, like gravity. Take your arms around. And let's go back the other direction. And forward. And one more back. Good. And shake them out. All right, let's take the left arm, cross, behind the elbow, up on the tricep, bring it across. And again, focus on your breathing. In through your nose, and out through your mouth. Your breathing should be a natural rhythm with what your body's motion is doing. And release. Switch. Right arm across, the left arm on the tricep, and pull. And release. All right, let's take our hands on our waist. Let's take our feet, put them double shoulder width apart. What I want to do from this position, now as all do, is loosen up the hips. So we're going to start on the right, and we're just going to roll our body in a full circle. Nice and slow. When I switch, you guys can switch with me. If you feel like you want to stay on this side longer, because it feels really good, then stay there. Switch. If you want to switch sooner, you can do that. Everyone's body is different, so we all need to warm up according to how our body feels. And switch. And one more. Switch. Back to the center. All right, right arm, point to the floor, or keep your hand here if you need some stability. Left arm over the head. Breathe. And other side. Right is up, left is on the hip, or pointing to the floor. Or you can grab at your calf. Back to the center. Good. Let's keep our legs in this position. Put them a little further apart if you want. That's up to you, depending upon what your flexibility is. We're going to bend our knees. So almost like we're in a horseback stance. We're going to take our forearms. We're going to put them against the inner thigh. Here. We're going to push. We're going to drop our hips through. And all we're going to do is let our body sink to the floor. And from this position, we're going to take our weight. We're going to shift it from side to side. How far you go down on each side is your choice. You can come all the way down, or you can stay up here and just move here. Whatever's working for you. And as you're doing this again, breathe. And back to the center. Straighten the legs. Put the hands on the mat. Walk your hands out as far as you can go without coming up on your toes. Now, take your arms, put them shoulder width apart, take your head, and bring it through the center. So if our legs were together, and we were reaching out more, and this was a yoga class, we'd be in some type of a down dog position. And back. Let's go over to the left. Again, do not push on your knee. Get above the leg, above the knee, or one hand below, one hand above. Or you can put your hand on the mat if you need stability, that's fine. Switch, go to the right. center. Excellent. All right. Let's take the right leg, put it back. So we're in this position here. Actually, I'm going to move back just a little. Okay. So what I'm going to do from this position, I'm going to take my body weight, I'm going to bring it forward. When I get to this position and I can't go anymore, I'm going to put that hand on the mat, right next to my lead foot, which is my left. Now, you can leave your knee down on the mat, or you can raise it, whichever you feel comfortable with. So now, we want to take the opposite hand over our head. So from my left index finger to my right wrist should be a straight line. And sink in. Breathe. And back. Good. All right, so from this position now, let's stay here. Let's take our hips back. As we go back, we want to point the toes up and let our body kind of fall forward. And feel that stretch in your hamstring. Again, do not push on your knee. Your hands can be on the mat or the floor, or they can be on your leg. And back to the center. Switch. Now we have the right leg forward. Same thing. Forward, left hand on the floor. You can stay here, or you can come up. That's your choice. Right arm up. From the right index finger to my left palm should be a straight line. Take the ball of your foot on that left leg, push it into the mat, and push your heel back. With a good stretch in your calf. And back. We're up here. Now what we're going to do from this position is take our hips back. As we go back, the toes are going to come up off the mat. It's exactly what we want. We're going to rock back on the heel. And we're going to come forward. Again, you can be here if you want. It's about stretching now. This necessarily isn't about balance. It's about warming the legs up. Awesome. And relax. All right. Get our feet together. Back straight. Let's take our right arm, put it behind us. Keep us straight. Take your left arm, pick it up, cross it over to your right, and turn your body to the right side. Focus on that breath. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And release. Switch. Left on the mat or the floor, right over to the left, turn to your left. And back to the center. Awesome. Let's put our right leg out. Let's do a hurdle stretch. We got the left leg in, toes up on the right, reach out. Now, if this is done properly, and you have your arms out, and you're reaching, you're stretching your lower back. You're bringing your head and your body forward and down, you're stretching your hamstring. You curl your toes back and pull your foot back, you're engaging the calf and the Achilles tendon. So we're stretching from the calf to the hamstring, lower back, arms out. We're getting some shoulder stretch in there also. And switch, left leg out. Back straight, and fold at the waist, hands, arms out, and exhale. On your exhale, you'll see your body will bring itself a little bit more to the front. We did this exercise, or really any stretching exercise, for a good amount of time. You'll find your body is going to be much more flexible toward the end of the exercise. So stretching for a couple of minutes sometimes is a great idea with each individual exercise. And bring it back. Awesome. All right, let's stand up. All right, last exercise. Let's just move our head. Hands can be on the waist if you want, or down at your side. Full circle. And change. Change. And look to your left. Look to your right. Let's look up. And tuck your chin as if we're doing a break fall. Back roll into our chest, bringing the head down. Relaxing the shoulders. left ear to your left shoulder. If you want, you can use your hand to guide your head down. Don't pull or push. Back to the center, switch it up, other side. And back to the center. Good, shake it out. All right, let's get in horseback stance, squatting position. Knees are bent, hands can be on the waist, or we can have them here. All right, back is straight. And all we're gonna do is 20 squats. So this is the starting point, this is the finishing point of the exercise. So we don't come up to here. We wanna keep the legs flexed. I point my toes out on a 45-degree angle. When I point my toes out on an angle, that takes the stress off the knee joint, and it also helps to work the outside of the quad a little bit more. All right, so here we go. Ready? We'll do 20. Begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Your hands could be here. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Hold it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, hands on the mat, legs back, we're in a plank. Do it from the side. Back is straight, we're not here. We're not here, straight. You can either be on your hands or on your forearms. All right, count to 20. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2, what comes, 1. Relax. All right. Quickly, if you have a water bottle, just grab a quick drink of water. I'm going to grab some. My throat is dry, and then we'll get started. All right. I keep looking down because I have my lesson plan on the floor, and I don't want to leave anything out. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to get into a modified horseback stance. So we're not going to be here doing this the way we do in the children's classes. We're going to be here. Feet are going to be shoulder width apart, knees are bent. This is not the position we're in if we had to defend or protect ourselves. My whole body's exposed. My whole body's exposed, I got nothing behind me to support me. I have a big target I'm offering to my opponent. But for the purpose of learning how to turn the hips, we're going to stay in this position for now. The hands will be here. Elbows point down, right here. So everything we do is from this position. And a little bit later on, I'll talk a little bit more about why our hands are here. But for now, we're here. People watching me for the first time, this is your two motions. Left hand, right hand. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. So someone's going to hit us to the head. We're blocking, 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 blocking. That's all you're doing. Students who train at the school, we're going to go through 8-point blocking. But remember, it's not a block. It's a hand motion. So when I'm doing this motion, if I have a stick in my hand, I'm swinging with the stick. If I have a knife, I'm stabbing, jabbing with the knife. If I have an empty hand, I'm striking or I'm blocking. So don't look at it as a block, look at it as a motion. So here's what we're going to go with. High, high. Outside, outside. In, low, low. High, high. Out, out. In, low, low. You can't get all of that? Stay with this. All right? So if I can have your time, let's do a 30-second round. Your pace, you don't have to go faster than me, you don't have to go slower than me, you go at the pace you're comfortable with. But remember, slow and perfect is better than fast and sloppy. So let's keep it at a pace we can move without making a mistake and feeling comfortable with the motion. All right.
Ready? Begin.
Out, out, in, low, low. high, high, out, out, in, low, low. Up, out, in, low. Up, out, in, low. Up, out, in, low.
And stop.
I'm just going to finish this piece off. Good, awesome. All right, so now we should be pretty loose. A lot of that motion we're going to revisit in a couple of minutes when we get into our fighting stance and we start kicking, punching, and blocking and doing all the other stuff we do. All right, so but before we do that, I want to go to some footwork. Stances are important because they keep our body strong. Footwork is important because it takes that body that's strong and it moves it around. So what I want to do is first go over the stance and then we'll go over the footwork. All right, so I have everyone standing like this. We're going to start like this for this purpose, for the purpose of this drill. But we're going to be stepping into this position here. So if you look at me in this position, what do you see? You see here, look where this hand is. Look how this hand is here protecting my body. I have this leg back. I can distribute my weight forward to back. Police officers that train at the school, when we're in this position, what do we say? Your firearm is kept back here. It's not here. You have to protect this. You have to protect your body. You have to be in a position that offers you a strong defense, but also an explosive, strong offense. So we want to get, for now, right leg back, hands up. So this is the position we're going to be, but we're going to step from here, and I'll show you what I mean in a second. So real quick, you don't need these, my students. You might have these at home. If you don't worry about it. You can take a pillow, put it in front of you. I'm going to grab a cone. Drop a cone in front of you. The whole idea is that if that cone or that V on the floor, somebody's right in front of that or behind that, depending upon how you look at it. That person is coming at me. They're coming to hit me. They're coming to grab me. Right? They're shooting to my legs. Whatever they're doing. I don't want to be here. I don't want to back up. And I don't want to move in. There's nothing wrong with moving back or moving in when you're in control of it. But let's think about that for a minute. As humans, we have different personalities. If I'm an aggressive person, I'm an aggressive personality, and something is confronting me, and I don't have any training per se, I'm probably, because I'm aggressive, I'm going to want to move in to what's affecting me. I want to stop it. I want to get into it. If I'm a passive person, and I'm more subdued and I'm quiet, I'm probably going to step back. So it's human nature, depending upon what type of personality you have, to move forward or back. It takes years of training to train yourself to get off this line. Here's the line. When that attack comes in on me, I want to be off to the side. I don't want to meet that attack. If I do, that's okay if you have experience and you intentionally mean to do it. So what we want to do now is we want to move on to 45. So here's the cone, there's the person, or here's my V on the floor. So when I start, just like here, my hands there. My feet, this position. I take my left, I go to the left. 1, back. I take my right, go to the right. 2, back. That's all we're doing. Don't worry about what the hands do. All right, you guys that have experience, you know what the hands do, you can add it in. But for now, I'm not going to do anything with my hands because I want you to focus on stepping here, back, stepping here, back. That's all we want to do, super slow. So I'm going to count, we'll do 8 to 10, and then we'll start to get the hands working. All right, here we go. Ready? Imagine the person in front of you. They're coming to grab you by the throat. They're going to punch you to the head, right here. Here it comes. You want to step off. Okay? Ready? And 1. Back. 2. Take that up back leg with you. 3. Back. 4. Back. 5. Back. 6. Back. 7. Back. 8. Back. 9. Back. Last one. 10. Back. All right. Now, same footwork. If it's confusing with the hands, what I'm going to tell you is forget about the hands. Worry about the feet. For those of you that can do the feet, you're good with it, you got the footwork down, start to engage our hands. So what I want to do is create space. I want to cover. I want to protect. So all I'm going to do for now, later on we'll get into more specific blocking technique, but all I want to do from now is put my hands up and create some distance. 1. Back. 2. Back. 3. Back. So that person's in front of me coming at me. As I step, this hand could be blocking So the footwork and the hands are this. 1, back, 2, back, 3, back. Just think you're pushing the door open in front of you. Push it. 4. All right, here we go. Let's do, we'll do 10. Relax and slow. Left first. 1, back, 2, back, 3, back, 4, back, 5, back, 6, back, 7, back, 8, back, 9, back, 10, back. Excellent. All right, so now we want to move back. Moving back in a straight line, I don't have to teach you. We automatically step back, we automatically step forward, like I spoke about before. We're going to move on a 45. Here's the train coming at me. Here's the person coming at me. Right here, I want to move this way. Let that go past. I want to move this way. Let it go past. So super slow. All we're going to do is take the right leg, step back to a corner. This leg comes with it. And then I step back. And my left leg steps to the corner. My right leg comes with it. Back. Let's do the same hand motion we just did. Just push your arms out. You're pushing. 1, back, 2, back. Okay? If that's confusing, stick with moving forward. All right, here we go. Ready? We go to the right first. And 1, back, 2, back, 3, back, 4, back, 5, back, 6, back, 7, back, 8, back, 9, back, 10, back. All right, so we have 4 steps. In a couple seconds, I'm going to have Sue start the stopwatch, and for 30 seconds, we're going to work those steps. Now, I'm not going to give you a sequence to remember, but I'm going to show you a sequence. If you have 2 of those 4 moves that you really like, and that's all you want to practice, go for it. If you have 3 of the 4, all 4, it's up to you. But whatever it is you do, make sure you're doing it to the best of your ability. So, someone's in front of me. When that stopwatch starts, not fast, at my pace, I go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can put this together any way I want. All right, but I'm always moving to the side 45 of my opponent. I incorporate the hands, it becomes this. Okay, that's what we're going to do for 30 seconds. And I'm not going to do that. Here's what I'm going to do. Watch. I'm going, see, I'm right in front of you. See this hand? I'm going to grab you by the throat. I'm going to push you. I'm going to throw a punch. When you see that motion come in, take one of those angles. Super slow. All right, I'll leave my hand there for you. I'm not going to come fast, and I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to put my hand there. And you decide where you're going to go. All right.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right. Begin.
So I'm pushing you. Where are you going to step? I'm coming to grab you. Where are you going to step? I'm stepping in to hit you. 2 hands coming straight in.
And stop.
Awesome. All right. All right, so take, I'm going to move all this stuff out of the way. Take a second, grab some water. So in your mind now, we get into what we're going to do next. If you're moving your body, I'm going to give you the choice to either use the footwork or just stay positioned here. It's up to you. If you're going to do the footwork, I don't want you stepping straight in. And what I want you to try to do is move slightly off on that angle. Okay? So we're going to get back into that fighting stance. We're going to go through some combinations with the hands, using our elbows, using our knees, and throwing some kicks. So let's take, we'll do both sides. We'll do both right and left. Let's put the right leg back, bend our knees, put our hands up. Now, let's look at this for a minute. We're in a fighting stance here, okay? We're competing, all right? We're sparring in class. This is where we are. Our hands are up, okay? I'm punching, I'm kicking, okay? Now think about this. You get into an altercation outside. Someone, I don't know, walking through a parking lot, person comes out of their car, and they say, you took my parking space. Whatever it is, this situation is irrelevant. You're at a restaurant, some irate person gets into your face. Okay, the last thing you're gonna do is step back and put your hands up like this, or step into them. All right, but you're gonna have to get into a position to protect yourself, but you wanna get into a position that's not aggressive, but confident. And tries to take control of the situation. So when we put the leg back, we're here. And our hands are here, just like this. So remember when we were standing like this doing the blocking? Well, here we are, we're just like this. I go one leg slightly back to protect my body, and I got my hands up, and I'm here. Everything I do is from this position. This is non-aggressive. This is aggressive. Okay? This is passive. I just want to be here. Look, I don't have a problem. Just back up and use your hands to talk. So I want you to relax in this position. What we're going to do, you take a lead hand. I'm going to throw the jab. I'm going to throw the jab. Throw the jab. All right? We're just going to keep our hands here. Jab and back. Jab and back. Now, some of you have experience. You want to step and jab. You can do that. You can step and jab. Or just stay here and throw the jab. All right? So look at my nose. Look at my chin. Look at my mouth. Look at my eyes. Aim right here. Jab. See where this hand is to protect? All right. So I'm going to count. We'll count off 8. Ready? Hands to be loose. You don't need to tense and clench your fist to throw a punch at the air. Relax. The whole idea is to get this motion moving in a free-flowing manner. All right, ready? Left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. We use the same hands. We're going to throw the punch. Same arm, we're going to throw an elbow. Punch, elbow, back. Punch, elbow, back. This hand stays up. Anyone's confused with that? You've never done this before? Don't throw the elbow. Just throw the hand out. All right, super slow. Jab, elbow. Ready? And then we'll do the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so I tried to do a couple where I moved, a couple where I didn't move, a couple where I stepped straight ahead. So any of those options are fine. All right, let's take one more move and then we'll do the sequence on the other side. So let's hit the knee. All right, so here's my jab. Here's my elbow. Both hands go out, grabbing my opponent. Look how I protect my head behind his arm. If he tries to hit me with that hand, he can't. All right, here's my knee. Straight through. So we're going to go 1, 2, out, 3. 1, 2, out, 3. If all you can do is the jab, stay with it. Jab, elbow, stay with it. Jab, elbow, hands out, knee, put it together. Ready? And then we'll go to the right side and break it down. All right, ready? And think about your stance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can go to 8. 6. Elbow, knee. 7. 8. Good. Let's switch our stance. Let's start with just throwing the right hand out there. You want to throw the punch and step, that's fine. You want to stay here, that's fine. All right, ready? Left hand is up, right hand jabs. Look where your hands are. Not here. Relax. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. All right. Same thing. 1, elbow. Punch, elbow. Okay? Ready? Nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, now punch, elbow, hands out, knee. Ready? Slow. Jab, Put them out, grab the person in front of you. Don't worry about what you grab now. That's something we'll do later on in class when you get back to normal when we're actually with the person. Just bring your knee through. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And relax. All right. Let's back in that fighting stance. We use our lead leg. We're going to do a front kick. We're going to throw the kick the same way a boxer or we would throw our jab, but we're going to do it with our leg. So I'm going to take my lead leg. Remember the knee strike we did? We picked up the knee. We're going to do the same thing. But instead of picking up the back leg, we'll pick up the lead leg, lead knee. Knee comes up. Okay? Now what I want to do when I pick up that knee, just kind of flip it out there. I'm not throwing a power kick. I'm not trying to kick through a wall. I'm not trying to stop somebody. This is not my knockout kick if I was competing. This is the kick that I would use to set my hands up, to set my other kick up, to see what my opponent does when I do that. Do they back up? Do they move in? That tells me what type of a person I'm up against. So for now, all I want to do, throw that kick out like a jab. So I'm going to pick up the knee, kick. See where my hands are? So when I count, knee up, out, back. Use the ball of the foot. Ready? Aim here. You want to kick at my knee? That's fine. Kick at my leg? That's fine. But look at my leg. Do not kick off to the side. Aim for the target. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, go to 10, 9, 10. Good. Switch. Now we use the right leg. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Switch. And relax. All right. Let's do one more kick, and then we'll take like a 10-second break, grab some water, and we'll start to get into some blocking. Let's go with a roundhouse kick. You don't know how to throw a roundhouse kick? You're not comfortable doing it? Don't do it. Stay with the front kick, okay? So we're going to take the same leg, lead leg that did the front kick, and we're going to throw what we call a roundhouse kick. We're going to kick with the shin, like we're swinging a baseball bat. We're not kicking with the instep. The instep is hinged to your leg by an ankle joint, tendons and ligaments. You kick with this against a hard target, under stress, you're going to tear your ankle to shreds. This is what you want to kick with, the shin. So what we're going to do from this position, we're going to pick up our knee, but instead of pointing it up, give it a slight angle to the side. We're going to come this way. We're going to use the shin this way. So when I count, 1, 2, okay? And I know I'm giving you a modified, quick explanation of what we're doing. There's a lot more that goes behind this, but I just want to get into the kick now, and I want you guys to get some more of a workout. All right, so here we go. Lead leg coming off to the side. So someone's in front of me. I'm taking this. Maybe I'm kicking to the outside of their leg. Maybe I'm driving this here into their kidney area, okay? Or maybe I'm throwing the kick to the front of their body. All right, so we go left leg first. Elbows in, hands out. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Switch. We got the right. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, and relax. Awesome. All right, let's take a couple second break, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, grab some water, catch your breath, and we'll get into some blocking.
Marlene Peralta says, "Hi, Sensei. Thanks for this online class."
Who?
Marlene Peralta.
Oh, okay. All right, blocking. I'm going to work on 2 blocks today. We're going to work on what we call a wedge block, which is this, and then we're going to work on a cover block, which is this. Now the motion we did earlier when we were in this position here doing this, those are all blocks also, okay? And that's more of, not just a block, but like I said earlier, that's more of a hand motion. That could be a strike, it could be a thrust with a knife, it could be a cut with a knife, it could be a strike with a stick, okay? It could be a lock. But what we're going to do now is what I call practical blocking against an attacker who's throwing something at you so fast that you just have to respond. There's no time to react to the high block, react to this outside, react to the inside. No, you just got to cover and block, or cover and block. So what we want to do first is what I call a wedge block. And it's basically, like I'm going to take my hand, scratch the back of my head. That's what I'm going to do. Scratch the back of my head. So I'm putting this up here to protect this side of my head. Now I know the opponent in front of me is hitting me to this side of the head. That's why I'm bringing this hand up. If he's throwing the other hand, I'm bringing this one up. Later we'll talk about what happens if you don't know what hand. When he's throwing 2 hands at you really fast and he's just coming at you. You don't, left, right. Then you got to do what we call the cover block, and we'll talk about that later. So all we're going to do is I want you to picture someone in front of you. Me. I'm doing this. Trying to hit you. Trying to, one hand now, one hand. Trying to hit you. Maybe I'm trying to grab you by the throat, okay? Now I'm coming straight at your face. I'm coming neck up, here. So what I want you to do, here comes that punch at my head. Here it comes. So here's my block. See, I'm off to the side, I'm protected, I'm here. That punch is going to either be deflected off my arm, or, lucky for me, unlucky for him, if I'm here and he punches my elbow, that's a good thing for me. He won't be punching with that hand again. So what I want to do from this position, here we're going to go right, left. So we're going to do right, left, right, left. Now I'm not going to move my feet, but I'm not going to keep my head here and do this. Because here's the punch. It's coming in on the center line. I got to get my body off to the side. Kind of like a boxer who slips a punch by moving their head around. So here, 1, back, 2, back, 3, back, 4, back. Okay? So I'm here, covering. How far back my hand is. I don't want to leave this space here. In here. Alright? So let's go with the right first. We'll do 6 each side. We'll do 12. Alright, ready? And with the right hand first. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. If you're comfortable, you want to move on, we're going to strike. If you're not, stay with the block. So watch what I do. 1, see my arm is? Hit, elbow. 2, here's my block. I turn my hand, strike the side of the head, bring the elbow through. So I'm here. 1, 2, 3, back. Then the other side. Block, strike, elbow. Ready? We'll do it slow. Let's go to the right hand, left side first. Ready? 1. Here's my block. Here's my strike. Here's my elbow. Now we go to this side, left block. And 2. Here, strike, elbow. 3. Block, strike, elbow. 4. Block, strike, elbow. 5. Block, strike, elbow. 6. Block, strike, elbow. 7. Block, strike, elbow. 8. Block, strike, elbow. 9. Here's your block. You're here. Hit, elbow. 10. Up, out, hit. Good. All right. Last thing, let's do the cover block. Person's in front of you. So you got 2 hands flying at your face. Just like a maniac, just throwing hands at you. You don't know whether it's the left or right, and they're not coming straight. They're coming off on a wide hook, coming straight ahead. So what you want to do is cover as much of your vitals as you can as possible. And again, I want to get my body off of this position. So I want to be here. See where I am? Now, what I tell my students is you're not a groundhog. You're not doing this looking out the hole to see, oh, what's over there? No, I'm here. I can see my opponent's feet in front of me. I know what I got to do. I know where he is. So what I'm doing from this position is I'm starting in my fighting stance. Both hands come up like I'm going to take a nap on the desk in school. Remember that? Here. So on this way. 1, back. And then I step with the other leg. 2, back. 3, back. 4, back. If you notice, I'm using that triangular step now. I'm moving off on an angle because I don't want to be in front of the attacker. So I'm going to try to get off that line if at all possible. All right, ready? We'll go left first. 1, back. 2, back. 3, back. 4, back. 5, back. 6, back. 7, back. 8, back. 9, back. 10, back. All right, let's add a strike. We've been doing knee strikes, so let's stay with the knee strike because we're closing the space. Our opponent's coming at us. We're stepping in. We're too close to kick. So once I'm here, I'm covered, right? Now both my hands go out. This here, when I bring this hand out, this will be a forearm shot across the side of the head. I grab, drive them into my knee. So it becomes this. Here's my cover. My hands come out. Look how I'm still covered. I'm protected. And then I bring the knee up and step back. Then I go to the other side. Cover. Hands out. Knee. Step back. Okay? We'll go to the left first. We'll do 5 on each side. Ready? And remember where your hands are. 1, cover, grab, knee, back. Advanced students, you guys want to add anything to this? Do whatever you're comfortable with, whatever flows. All right, ready? Now we're going to step that way. 2, here's the cover, grab, knee, back. 3, cover, grab, knee. 4, 5, 6, 7, cover, strike. 8, 9, 10, and relax. All right, so remember the 2 blocks we just did. 1, 2, all right, that was the same wedge block, and then the cover block. So I'm going to stand in front of you now. What I'm going to do, same thing as I did before. I'm going to throw my hand out. I'm going to just put it out slow. That's all I'm going to do. This one. I'm going to do this. Or I'm going to do this. Okay? Or I'm going to come in 2 hands to grab you. What I want you to do is see where you're standing, see where I'm standing. When I close that space to grab you, what are you doing? Well, if I'm you and I'm facing this way, and I'm coming in, what you should be doing is stepping off, right? Or blocking, all right? So super slow, so you want to set the clock for, look at 30 seconds.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Begin.
I'm going to go super slow so you can think about what your response is. To move fast, you have to start by moving slow.
And stop.
Awesome. All right. Take a couple second break, grab some water, and I'm just going to grab 2 Muay Thai pads. All right, so let's finish with this. Kind of did this with the kids last night, and last couple nights when I decided over the weekend. I want to thank you, by the way, Walter Goldman, who's one of the black belts here in the school. I had an idea of doing something like this. It was Walter that put the flame under me and said, Mike, I think you need to do this. And Walt was 100% right. I want to thank Walt for motivating me and getting me going to step forward and do what we're doing now. So I think we can all benefit from it, as well as me. All right, so I was thinking, So how in the world do we practice martial arts, self-defense, and we don't have a partner? Well, a lot of what we do, a lot of what any athlete does, a lot of what any successful person does, if they're successful, if they're good at what they do, their brain is behind what they do. In other words, they believe in what they're going to do. They believe in their ability. They believe in their skill. People can have a skill, but if your confidence isn't there and your brain doubts your skill, the skill is not going to happen, or it's going to happen at 30%. So what you need to do is get your mind behind what you're doing. Well, how do you do that? You do that with obviously breathing exercises, but you also do it with visualization drills. You picture somebody in front of you. You picture yourself in the scenario that you are going to defend yourself in or compete in if you're a ball player, or the meeting you're going to go into as a high-end CEO or business owner that's going to sell your product to a company. Picture yourself going into that company and selling your product and doing it in such a confident way that they want to buy that product and everything else you sell. So you do it with your brain. So with that concept, I said, okay, so what I need to do then is just be the crash test dummy, so to speak, for you guys that are going to be kicking, punching, blocking, and doing whatever you're going to do. So if you were in front of me and we were in class training, we'd be hitting the pads, right? If we were in class training, all those hand motions where I was doing this, we'd actually be trying to grab each other, knock each other to the ground, or throw the person up against the wall, and we would have to respond physically. We can't do that now, obviously, because we don't have a partner. But what we can do is train the brain. So what we're going to do is you're going to get in front of me, and I'm going to be here. I'm going to hold the pad up. I'm going to hold the pad up. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to swing at your head. I'm going to swing at your head. I'm going to jab at your head. And you're going to just respond punching. 1, 2. Well, 1, 2, 3. Or maybe 1. This one comes up, you punch here. This one comes up, you punch here. I do this. I do this. I do this. What do? You do your cover block. You do your wedge block. All right, if I do this, what do you throw? You throw that roundhouse kick off to the side with the shin. I do this, what do? You throw that front kick straight ahead. Those of you that know side kicks and spin kicks and all that other stuff, you know where the pads are and you know where you have to be to hit that pad at the proper angle. All right, so super slow. We're going to go up, low. I'm going to move slow. I'm not going to move fast because I want you to get comfortable doing this, and I want you to start to train your brain to see the targets as they move. You can see the targets as they move. You start to read someone's body language. You read someone's body language, you start to understand what the possibility of what they can do and possibility of what they can't do, but having an open mind just in case you misjudge something. All right, so let's start this slow. Let's do 2 30-second rounds. So, and we're going to do about 5-10-second break in between.
Ready?
Yep.
Begin.
All right, ready? Double punch or triple punch. There it is again. Now we're on the other side. All right, now we're here. We're here. Now we go both pads. Hit, hit, hit. All right, round kick. Round kick. Round kick. Round kick. Throw the front. Throw the front. Throw the front. Walk. Walk.
3,
walk.
2, 1.
Hit.
Stop.
Hit. Relax. Good. All right, so we're going to do that again. Same thing. Super slow. You go at the pace you're comfortable with.
Okay, ready? Ready? Begin.
All right, here we go. So I move back. I want you to take a step forward. I move in, take a small step back, or do your 45 steps. If you know them, do them. All right, ready? Here we go. That's the punch. Now I'm moving back, move in and punch. Now moving up this side, punch. All right, here's the kick. You're throwing the kick. You get me to move back. Throw the kick. All right, let's do that again. I'm going to put the pad, kick it, kick it, kick it close to space, punch. Again. Ready? Throw the kick. Throw the kick. Throw
3,
the kick. Punch.
2,
Kick.
1.
Kick.
Stop.
Block. And break. Awesome. All right, let me put this down. All right, how many? Wow, that was 55 minutes. All right, cool, awesome. All right, so let's finish off the way we started with the breathing exercise, and then with some closing comments. All right, so let's everybody grab some water, or wipe your face with your towel or whatever. Take a seat. You can be here, you can be the other way. Back is straight. You're relaxed. Your eyes are closed. Just spent 55 minutes elevating our heart rate. Now we want to spend, and we're only going to do it for a minute, we should really be doing it for more than this. We're going to spend the next minute calming ourselves down, cooling down, bringing our heart rate back down. So with your eyes closed, starting now, begin. Breathe in through your nose, and breathe out. Breathe in, and breathe out. Nice and easy. Think about what we just did. Think about what really stands out in your mind as a beginner student. Say to yourself, wow, that was easier than I thought. So pick that move or that sequence of moves and do your best to remember it, because that's what you're probably going to remember tomorrow when you wake up or the next day. Whatever was confusing for you, forget about it for now. I tell all the students, you come into class, you leave here learning one thing, you go home learning something. If you leave here trying to remember everything we went over, you're going to go home remembering nothing, and you're going to be extremely frustrated. Those of you that have experience, your advanced students, intermediate students, think about what felt really comfortable with what you did today, and how can you improve that? And I also want you to think about, what did you have a problem with? What did you see in your emotion that maybe wasn't to where you think it should be? How are you going to fix that? All right, so we got 15 seconds. And 5. And relax. Good. Open your eyes. All right, awesome. Okay, so today was more like an instructional type class. There'll be times when we can just do boot camp type cardio classes with exercises that are martial art related, exercises that are agility related, conditioning, strength training related, speed related, and we can do classes where we don't do any type of cardio and we just work on pure technique. And maybe that technique is working on our hand combinations, working on our kicking combinations, or our blocking. Or maybe we're doing stuff with the collie sticks or with the knives. Whatever it may be. So I'm going to try to mix it up as we go along. And what I'm also going to do later on down the road is obviously continue to do this, but later on down the road, I will set up where they're just a beginner class, or just an intermediate and advanced class. So I don't hold up any of the advanced students, and I don't confuse any of the beginner students. We all know here in the martial arts when we train, this is an individual sport. It's not a sport, it's an art, but it's very important that what we do as an individual, we also have to take into account the other people in the room. So if you're the one with the experience, you should be the one, I should be the one, whoever has that experience should be the one that steps up to the plate to help the beginners, to make them feel comfortable. Because I remember the first time when I started training 40-something years ago, and as a young adult, teenager, 13 years old, I stepped into a room, and everyone in that room were adults. They were all 25, 30, 40, 50, 60 years old, and here I am, the kid coming into the room. And that was scary, but they made me feel comfortable. They worked me hard, they did whatever they had to do to make me feel comfortable, but they didn't give me an easy way out. So we have to do the same for the younger generation. Because as black belts, if we don't, then who's going to teach tomorrow's future? It's up to us. That's why we wear this belt. It's not physical. Part of it's physical. The other part is mental. So this is something we take through life. The martial arts really does is it teaches you how to feel comfortable in a stressed situation. You got somebody in front of you and they're slamming you away with their hands and they've got you in the corner and they're punching, they're kicking, and everything's coming at you so fast you don't know whether to block left, block right, you don't know what to do. But yet you've got to feel comfortable in that situation so you can get out of that situation. Well, think about every other time you see yourself in life and you're in a stressful situation. If your brain goes haywire, the body follows. If the brain keeps its composure and you breathe, then the body can follow with the proper response. Proper response is not going to be 100% correct. It's going to be very close to that if your mind is behind it. If your mind's not behind it, forget about it. You're going to react too soon, you're going to overreact, react with the wrong move, or whatever it may be, and that can get you in a lot of trouble, and even get you harmed. So this is what controls everything. So I'll put the schedule out end of this weekend for next week. I'm going to do 2 more adult classes next week. Then I'm going to do 2 more classes for the children next week. So we'll do 4 classes next week. Now the awesome thing that this is motivating me to do is set up a YouTube page. So what I'm going to put up on the YouTube page is all these hour sessions that we do. So that anytime you guys want, in your own free time, you can bring up that YouTube video and follow along. I'm also going to put up instructional videos that involve the stuff we do with the sticks and with the knives and the punching, the kicking combinations and the self-defense moves and a lot of the other stuff. Right now, just me. When we get out of this situation we're in, then I'll start putting up stuff with partners, okay? The other thing is, I wonder, I don't know, but Sue didn't say, and I don't know, if Sensei Guy is watching. So I would like to get his videos up on that YouTube page also for the jiu-jitsu class.
Wendy's on. I'm not
So
sure.
we can start to make what Sensei Guy does and what I do one big unit. Because what this is self-defense. I don't look at this as a sport. The sport aspect is awesome. But really, we're all adults here. What do we want to do? We want to get a good, healthy workout. We want to be able to feel confident. We want to take this and use it in our lives and our careers. And what we really want to do is protect our families, protect ourselves. So you go to the ground, you got to know how to defend yourself. You're standing up, you have to know how to defend yourself. You have to know how to protect your kid. So if you're doing something, remember, your child is with you. Your job is to get that person to safety. Your job isn't to armbar that person on the floor or to box with that person in front of you. It's to get that person that you love to safety. So I want to start putting this all together under one umbrella and really start to make this something strong and solid with the foundation. So I thank you very much, and I really appreciate your support in the school. And again, you guys motivate me just as much as you tell me I motivate you. Believe me. Full circle. Thank you very much.